Meowdy, meowdy, meowdy. Hello, Pomodachis. Did you guys notice anything? Anything different today? I'm gonna show you guys again in case you didn't see. There we go. 2 times in a row. You had to have seen it that time. I got a new stinger by Blue Bow, who's actually in the chat right now. Hello, Blue! Thank you so much for the amazing stinger! Yes, Blue Bow, or Blue's commissions. I'm not sure if they're open right now. I think that you filled them up already, but when they do open up again, you guys should commission him because he is so amazing at animating. Yeah, I've also worked with his twin brother before. If you guys remember my not country roads, wrong song. My Lil Nas X, what's the song again? Old Town Road. Yeah, my Old Town Road cover. Yeah, I did one with his, I'm not sure if it's your little twin brother or if you're the older one. I don't know. It's one of you two. I'm so happy it actually worked. It did. I actually set it up like 3 minutes before the stream started. I saw you in the chat and I was like, I have to get this in now. He has to be able to see it. But yeah, it looks really great. Let me get the original tweet in the chat so anyone who is interested can replay it for hours on end for endless entertainment. But yeah, I am very pleased. So would recommend for your animation needs to commission Blue. But yeah, let me tell you guys a little bit about my Anime Expo experience because that's, well, other than to see me, I know that's what some of you are here for. It wasn't really anything special one way or the other, but I went for a day, so I think I'll talk about a little bit about it. How was it? It was kind of disappointing, to be honest. It was not as good as past years at all. You know, back in I think 2011 or something, literally Miku was a special guest, and they had the Miku concert there. There were so many cool concerts at Anime Expo, man. Calafina did a concert. For those of you that don't know Calafina, they do the ending for Madoka Magica and a lot of other really amazing songs. I've been to some other concerts there too. I think I went to a Mayan concert as well, but maybe I'm just making this up. I don't know. I went to AX this year with a sign and a megaphone to tell all the weebs they were going to rot in heck if they didn't repent and accept Jesus. Well, that's pretty much the same every single year. There are always people preaching every single Anime Expo. It's not something new, but it is still always very unpleasant. Yeah, that part hasn't really changed much. Oh, really? Sorry to hear about that. Well, you know, it was an okay time still. Like, it wasn't horrible by any means. Well, actually, it was kind of crappy. I had to wait in line for, I believe, 2.5 hours to pick up my badge. I was being a little lazy, and I bought my badge kind of late, so I had to get in line with all the other normies to get it. And if I could undo it, I would. Even though it's already done, and I've sat through the line, and it was in the warm, well, warm is an understatement, in the scorching hot LA sun. I'm traumatized now. Meowdy Missy! Oh, and let me say hello to everybody. I got distracted by Blue. By my pretty new toy. So, Meowdy Fuzzy Mandrake, Meowdy Caleb, Meowdy Monster Stack, Meowdy Missy. Hello everybody. Welcome. But yeah, and it was so insulting too. As a secret Anime Expo special guest, I know I wasn't wearing my usual attire. You know, I wasn't wearing my Poneko outfit, but still, I expect some respect. And to have me waiting in line with all the other normies, because that's another thing I don't like about Anime Expo as much. I feel like there are too many normies now. And there's also too many sweaty weebs. So, it's just a bad time all around. But the sweaty weebs have always been present at Anime Expo. Anime Expo, and to a certain extent, conventions in general, have a very unique stench to them. Yeah. When people say that Anime Expo is smelly and that people don't wash themselves, that's not an exaggeration. I mean, not everybody, obviously, but for every normal smelling person, you know, you aren't gonna notice if somebody smells normal, but you will notice if somebody smells bad. And there were a higher number than normal of pretty rancid smelling people. Hey, I resent that. I'm a normie. You're here. You're here. Are you sure? Are you sure you're a normie? I don't believe you. Yeah, Pomodachis are not normies, okay? Pomodachis are built different. I got called out by some punk years ago who called me a boring-looking guy because I wasn't in weeb mode. Now, yeah, there is a difference between being an elitist and complaining about normies. I like to complain about normies, but I don't hate them, and I actually like normies. There's nothing wrong with being a normie. But there is something wrong with it, because it makes it so Anime Expo has too many people going, and it's kind of annoying. It makes me, the very important Poneko, have to wait in line, which, you know, I will not stand for this. But I guess that's what I get for, you know, not showing up as myself. I had to go undercover, you know. I wasn't ready to be mobbed by the 1,000 Pomodachis that were definitely all going to Anime Expo, of course. Yeah, you know. Think about that. 1,000 people running at you. Oh, Meowdy Mute and Meowdy Chris, welcome. And Aryuton as well. So which one do you prefer, the normie or the sweaty weeb? I would say I prefer the normie, because the normie's presence isn't offensive. It's just kind of there. Whereas the sweaty weeb, you can smell them a mile away, you know? I just somehow hide all the nuclear energy. Yeah, exactly. If I go out in public, you know, some bad things could happen. But I'm not gonna stop going out in public. You will never stop me. So they didn't recognize me. No, I didn't get recognized by anybody, but I was also only there for like 5 hours total. Yeah, I was there for a little bit. I did get recognized by an old friend of mine, though, who doesn't know about Poneko. You know, I have a secret life, a double life. And it was nice to see them, but kind of interesting though, because this friend of mine is kind of a ultra mega gossip. And the second that he started talking to me, it was like, oh my god, hello Poneko, it's been so long. It's like, yeah, there's a little bit of a reason why it's been a while. And then the second he starts talking to me, he's telling me about just drama. Just out the gate, you know. At least say hi first. At this time of year, everyone is sweaty. Yeah, I mean, definitely some of it can't be helped because I was in the line as well with all of the other weebs, the sweaty and the non-sweaty variety, and those that were wearing deodorant and those that weren't. And the LA sun, it does take a toll. It is very, very hot. And so that just amplified it. Plus also, the way that the lines work is they want everyone to be very, very close together. So there's definitely less than a foot difference between you and the person in front of you. Probably like 6 inches difference. Yeah, so everyone is very, very close together on all sides too, because it's not just a straight line, it swivels, you know? It's like a squiggly. Can't deal with the drama. Yep, nope. No drama here. I do like to sip the tea, but I do not like to be a part of it, you know? I like to know what's going on, like I'm watching a reality TV show. Oh, I wish I knew you were at AX. I would have loved to meet you. I know, that would have been fun. Missed opportunity. Next year. Next year, though. But I'm a lot of times a secret guest. Maybe not next year, though. Next year, I'm thinking I might actually not go, because I was very, very disappointed. It was just very difficult to move. That's the biggest thing. Once I was out of the woods, you know, out of the line that I had to wait in for 2.5 hours just to get in the place. It was already like 1:30 or 2 o'clock or something. And so I went inside and I could barely even move inside. Like, let me show you guys some photos just so you can see how crowded it is. Let me get one. This wasn't taken by me though. This is just one that I found online that illustrates. Yeah, even took up my entire screen just now. Yeah, those are all people. Those little dot thingies, those are all people. It was tough to move. I mean, cause I don't want to be touching people. Have you seen the people that go to Anime Expo? I don't want to be anywhere near them now. Just kidding. I have been to many anime expos in the past, so I do know a little bit of what I'm getting into. It was just more than usual because there were so many people. There were more normies, more sweaty weebs, just more of everything in general. Penthouse suite, can I be your friend? There was no penthouse there. Oh, wait. Oh, Rakia, you were in a penthouse. Wow, pretty fancy. In the past, though, I would stay in hotels for Anime Expo. This time I just drove up, though. I could not be bothered to spend the night. If a very popular VTuber shows up to my work for a convention, I'm going to skip that day, work or not. Aw, that's sweet. Off-Kai would definitely be up your alley then, because there are many, many VTubers there. And there were a lot of VTubers at Anime Expo too. And I didn't personally meet any of them except for a friend of mine who also happens to be a VTuber. I was with a friend, I'll tell you about it, because they also secretly went to AX. I can DM you. Okay. I might know who you're talking about, Rakia. I have an inkling. They might also be my friend as well. If not, I didn't say anything. But yeah, lots of VTubers. I didn't see them, but I did see some of the announcements afterwards, though. Lots of new generations were announced. Not for VShoujo. I think last year they announced the VShoujo's Japanese branch, I believe. I think I remember that happening. And this year they show like a mini little teaser or something for the new HoloLive member. There was like a little lolly laugh or something like. I don't really remember. I didn't watch the video that in depth, but there was a suspicious laugh. That's all I remember of it. But yeah, also I think that there were some other VTuber companies as well that announced new generations. You know, the usual. Oh, your DMs are closed. Oh well. I think you already know who it is. Oh, sorry about that, Rakia. You already know. I gotta keep it closed, or else too many people will be messaging me. Yeah, I do feel like some people like to keep their DMs open, and I understand why. It can probably be a good way to make new friends and stuff like that, but I generally just like to keep it closed, you know. That's fair. Now, if the Funa siblings showed up instead, I would gladly go. Well, I did happen to meet one Funa sibling at Anime Expo. It's the one that I'm already friends with, though, that I've told you guys about. that I've been friends with for a while. Reina and I met up a little bit. It was fun. But yeah, friend looks so pretty, like, and so happy that you met. Aw, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I think like not 2 years ago. Jeez, you know, COVID has messed up my sense of time so badly. So I don't even remember how many years ago things were. I'm like, how long ago did I graduate high school? 2 years ago? No. it was quite a bit longer ago than that. But I think 4 years ago, no, maybe 3 years ago, I actually met some of my internet friends for the first time at Anime Expo, which is really fun. First time in real life, of course. And it was pretty fun. It was a good time. I do feel like Anime Expo is a lot better when you're going with a large group of people. I think if you're going to Anime Expo with like 1 or 2 other people, it's not really quite as good. So you're like 21 to 22. Wouldn't you like to know, Rakia? My age is a secret. It's a secret. Just like how I was a secret guest. But yeah, I am around that age. A large group of friends. Oh yeah, totally. Definitely a group of friends, not a group of randos, because that can go south very, very quickly. Yep. It was kind of funny though. One of my friends complained that I didn't spend enough time with them, and I spent like 5 hours a day with them at the expo. So that was a little interesting. So old got it. No! No! No. Poneko is not old. Okay. I am below the average age of adults in America. And probably every country. Unless they die like super, super young. Oh, my penthouse had a rooftop pool. It was so nice. Wow. Fancy, Rakia, fancy. I think that the fanciest hotel that I stayed in on a trip to Anime Expo was probably this one old fancy-ish hotel. Is it the Biltmore? Let me get it up. The Biltmore Hotel? Let me check. Is that even a thing, or am I just... Oh, no, this is... Oh yeah, this is it. Let me get it. It's kind of, I think old Hollywood is the right word to describe it. Here it is. Yes, it was very fancy. And it was fun too, because I went with this one friend of mine who had never been to LA. And, you know, when he went inside, he was shocked. It was so funny. It's like he had never seen something that fancy before. If Poneko was made entirely of uranium, she would have lost about 0.0000369% of her mass. I'm not sure exactly how that works. You know, I'm not a scientist, so I cannot spit on that. Spits out water. What? This is the lobby. This isn't the room that I stayed in. Trust me. I think overall I enjoyed my 2 days at AX, except for the scuffle I was in Little Tokyo on Sundays. Oh, Saturday. Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently there was a high-speed chase and supposed shooter in Little Tokyo on Saturday. But you were there, Rakia? Did you stop him yourself? Were you the one who stopped the shooter? We have a hero in the chat, guys. We got a hero in the chat. OMG, it's like anime in real life. What anime are you watching that has active shooters? I feel like that's more like a school in the United States than an anime. But yeah, I heard that there was an active shooter, and I am glad I did not go that day. I don't think anybody got hurt. A shooting in Tokyo? Jesus, that sounds like a Yakuza thing. Our whole group was in Little Tokyo, but underground and an anime card shop, so we were relatively safe. I see. You were bunked down. You were bunkered down in the weeb shop. Smart, smart. Yeah, hope nobody got hurt for real. Let me look it up. I believe nobody got hurt except for like small injuries with like the people that were stolen from. Let me see. Little Tokyo shooting Anime Expo, but there were like a bunch of weebs I saw running away. Little Tokyo, it's like Chinatown but for Japanese stuff. It is, yeah. Little Tokyo is quite fun. I've only been there, well actually I've been there quite a bit. I was gonna say I've only been there like 7 times, but that is actually a pretty large amount. Meowdy Johnny! Welcome, welcome! You were at Anime Expo, that's so cool! Thank you, Johnny! It was less cool than I hoped it was gonna be. It did not live up to my memory, and I haven't been to Anime Expo in about 3 years. So I was very excited to go back because it had been a long time. Yeah, the last time I went was with those friends of mine, I believe. So I was kind of disappointed. I think it was fun that there were so many VTubers there and that they had like the little thing that they move around so you can talk to them on the screen. I didn't see it anywhere, but I did see it on the on Twitter, like videos of that. So I know that that's something that has happened before, but I did not get to partake in it, unfortunately. It would have been neat though. But honestly, I was kind of hungry and tired, so I left just early. And after going to Japan and seeing the price of figurines there, going to Anime Expo and seeing everything marked up just an outrageous amount made me not want to buy anything. Oh yeah, we grabbed so many onigiri. Oh, where did you get onigiri from? Did they have it like in the food truck type thingies, or did you buy them at the expo? Very curious. Yeah, I think the most weeby thing I've eaten at Anime Expo was like this this burrito type of sushi. It was just like a very long thing of sushi. It was pretty good. I may go to Tokyo in August for some business trips. Ooh. I hope that they go well. And that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not sure if you were there at one of my most recent streams, but I actually did talk a little bit about my trip to Japan as well. And it was very fun, so I think you'll have a good time. Burrito sushi, that's something I want to see now. Let me see if I can get a photo of it. It sounds weird, but it's pretty much just a very long thing of sushi. They might still have it there. Sushi burrito. Let me get it. None of these are accurate to the one I had. I got like a food truck type place. Pretty much if you just like took a regular piece of sushi and you made it longer, that's what it would be. The spicy onigiri were kind of not spicy, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. By the way, Torin is doing well in Japan. I'm glad to hear it! A sushi Ito. Oh, that's cute. That is cute. Maybe it was called that. I don't really remember. I probably had it like a long time ago. But it looks like it's kind of a thing. It wasn't just at this one place. Like I googled it and I see that there are other sushi burritos. But yeah, instead of they didn't use any burrito toppings or anything like that. Just the method of it being a burrito was like, I thought that's just an uncut sushi roll. I think that's probably what it was too. I think that's probably what it was. But they marketed it as a sushi burrito. Oh yeah, the ehomaki is like a long sushi too, no? Let me look it up. I've never heard of that word before. I'm not a weeb like you, Fuzzy Mandrake. That does look pretty similar. Less fancy, but it was essentially that. It looked very similar to that. It was pretty good though. Which is surprising because I got it from a food truck in the LA heat. And I feel like things could go very wrong with raw fish and that sort of heat and all that. I think the one I got didn't have raw fish in it though. I think it might have had like cooked salmon or like cooked tuna. Kind of on the rarer side, but I don't remember. I don't remember all of what it was. You speak funny words, Magic Man, yes. He is knowledgeable on the moon runes. TBH, I played Pikmin Bloom the entire time I was outside. That's fun. Oh, you know what used to be so much fun at Anime Expo and just conventions in general? Do any of you remember back in the day when your Nintendo DS was it had like Street Pass? I think that's what the name of it was. But basically, you would bring your DS and then you would get so many people that would Street Pass you. And so there's like a little mini game on the DS where like the more people that you meet, the farther in like the challenge you can go. And so you could get probably like 150 people in like a single day. And when I would bring my DS, I would get like around that amount. You would have so many people for Street Pass. And it was kind of fun too because you knew like these aren't just random people. And it was always exciting when you would get a Street Pass, like just going to school or going outside, which I don't do that much. So I wouldn't really get that many Street Passes, to be honest. So when I would get a Street Pass, it would be, you know, a little bit exciting. It was kind of fun, you know? Man, I wish I had a DS. Oh, Meowdy Johnny Cat, welcome, welcome. We need to normalize bringing our 3DSs around. Yeah, I feel like they should have something similar for the Switch. I don't believe that they do though. Or if they do, I haven't installed whatever the software is for that. So, yeah. Oh, this was the first con you ever went to, Rakia? You're a rookie. But I've been to larger cons, smaller cons, and I think that Anime Expo in like 2016, 2015, also 2012, like just all of those years pretty much pre-2020, pre-2019 were peak Anime Expo, I feel like. Maybe even a year earlier. Like, they had the best guests. It would always not be too crazy crowded. I mean, that was another thing too. I thought that this year it would be different and that it'd be less crowded because they were capping out on the number of people that were allowed to go to Anime Expo. So I was thinking maybe it'll be less crazy this year because they're limiting the number of people that can come in. It was not. It was the worst year so far. But it was still an okay time, but for the amount of money that I paid, it's like $90 for a badge. I wouldn't do it again. I'd rather just go to smaller conventions. And I think I might start doing that. Cause this was the first convention I've been to like in a few years, but yeah, it did not live up to my memories. Kind of rough. Last time I went to a con, I lost $10. Maybe that's why it's called a con. True. One time I lost $100. Not because anybody stole it from me, but I was very overwhelmed at all the weeb shit. And it was so sad too, because it was like, what my strategy was when I was a young weeb is I would save all of my money for the entire year. Back when I was underage and a little baby, I would save all of the money that I got for the year and all the money for my birthday, and then I would spend it at Anime Expo. I'd pretty much spend like probably not much for the whole entire year, and I would save it for Anime Expo, and I would buy so much stuff. It was so much fun. This year I didn't really buy that much, even though I have more money. I probably spent like $150 at Anime Expo. which, you know, you guys in the chat might be like, oh my god, that's so much money. But compared to what I used to spend at Anime Expo, I used to spend like $500 on figurines alone. And then like $200 on like commissions or something. And like another $100 on like anime weeb pins. And then just $100 to like get in some cool event or something, you know? They couldn't get a replacement from guest services? Wait, what happened? Yeah, I might have needed a strong radioactive cat person to guide me around with their amazing knowledge and understanding. You gotta pay for that, Rakia. You gotta pay for the tourist experience. For the Poneko tour. I spent so much money at the Kawaii concert. Oh yeah, I saw that. First ever VTuber concert in the entire United States. Very, very cool. I did not get to go, but I think I saw a few clips of it and it looked really, really fun. It looked pretty cool. So I'm glad that they had a good time, and I'm glad that you did too. Oh, meanwhile there's me who thinks if I spend over 50 I won't be able to financially recover. Oh, I can be very cheap on certain things. It just when it comes to weeb shit, I think I have like a limiter or something that it just breaks. It doesn't function anymore. You know, this is coming from the person who has like 12 Fumos. Anime Expo organizers just want as much money as they can get. Yeah, I think so. That's probably how it's always been, but I remember hearing about the history of Anime Expo because I only first started going in like 2011 and 2012, but I heard that it used to be like a really small convention, and then it just became bigger and bigger and bigger, and I guess it's still becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, but when it became larger, it was more of an exciting thing, and now it's just kind of like tiring. 12 Fumos and getting more, hell yeah. Oh, I also got, I think you guys saw earlier, I posted it on Twitter, I got a giant Marissa figure. Not from Anime Expo. I got it from the Good Smile website. I did not buy it at Anime Expo. If I bought it at Anime Expo, that $350 purchase probably would have been like $600. So I am glad I did not buy it there, but I did get it from the Good Smile website. They might actually still be selling it. Probably none of you would be interested because you're not crazy like I am. It's like a Vocaloid concert but with VTubers. Only 12 Fumos. I did spend more on my CSGO skins than you have on Fumo. Oh yeah, I'm sure you did. I only started collecting Fumos like 2 years ago. But when it comes to weeb figurines, I've spent probably over $3,000. I think less than $7,000, more than $3,000, which I know is a very wide range. 2 years ago, not even. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might have bought a bootleg Fumo. I heard on the grapevine that you're considering a Deca. You guys remember what happened when I tried to get a Deca Fumo the last time. I lost my Ami account. But then I got it back. And so now, I get to have a Deca. Bootleg Fumo is still Fumo. Yeah, I think the difference between a bootleg Fumo is not as stark as the difference between a bootleg figure. You know? Because the Fumos, while they're made out of nice material and the craftsmanship is very good, I think that there's something that are a lot more easy to reproduce because, you know, there's only so many things you can make the Fumos out of. It's not like they're made out of frickin' silk, okay? They aren't made out of like jewel encrusted fabrics and textiles. It's like felt. It's felt and cotton. So they're relatively probably cheap to produce, and the faces are sewn on. So I think it's something that is definitely easy to make a bootleg of that doesn't look like crap. Whereas with the figurines, I haven't really seen any good bootleg figures. I think some people aren't able to tell if something's a bootleg or not, but I think that's honestly just because they have low standards and so they're okay with it being a bootleg. Honestly though, with how shitty those, what are they called again? Not pop figures. Pop figures are fine. I can't even remember the name of them, but I hate them. Those ugly figurines that are like Western made. What are they called again? Funko Pops, yeah! Funko Pops! Now those should be considered bootlegs, because they're so ugly. But apparently the most expensive figure ever is a Funko Pop, which is just outrageous. It's sickening, for real. Bootleg Fumos are probably made in the same factory, maybe. Maybe they're all made in China, I don't know. But I know with the figurines, there's more effort put in and you can't really mass produce them in the same way. I'm not sure if they're hand painted or not, like what the exact process is that they go through to make the figures, but it isn't really something that you can stick into a mold and then just have a machine paint, because it's gonna turn out like trash. I mean, maybe they figured out how to do it in Japan and actually make it look good, but that would be some sci-fi shit, so I don't know. Funko Pops are just Beanie Babies, but for people with bad taste. Exactly. Beanie Babies are actually cool. I hate, and I mean hate, Funko Pops. Of course you do. You're part of the Pomodachi cult. And that is one of the main commandments is to hate on Funkos. And only buy legitimate figurines. Unless you're desperate. Then a bootleg will suffice. But I won't like it. Because they are kind of ugly. I do have a few bootlegs though. I never bought them though. I would never, okay? I would never buy a bootleg. But people have sometimes gifted me bootlegs, and I always feel so bad. Because I'm like, oh, thank you, this is so nice. But I'm lying. I believe you. Thank you, Johnny, thank you. Yeah, you guys know. You could not catch me buying that shit. Ever. Unfortunately, my mom owns a few, and I'm like, why? Aw. I'm sorry, Caleb, but I think you might need to disown your mom. Or at least stay away from her for a couple months until she realizes what she did wrong. Funko Pops are a red flag, for real, for real. They are! They are a massive red flag. I also just feel like, I mean, they're ugly, obviously, but usually people don't even own Funko Pops of, like, things that are cool. It's like some shitty, I don't know, not niche, but just very basic stuff. Oh my god, look at this. This Genshin Impact food. Ugh, Funko, you picking it up. It's not showing up here. Copy and replace, here it is. Jesus. I mean, now, I'm not a Genshin Impact fan, but personally, if it were me, if it were something I liked, I would not allow that. Me, I would not. I would not allow it. Poneko is finally back. I've been waiting several hundred years for this. I'm back, baby. Welcome, welcome. Meowdy Cooler. Hello, hello. How are you guys? Yeah, honestly, partially after Anime Expo and being in the heat, I'm pretty sure it'd been like a week since I'd streamed by the time Anime Expo had happened, but I was like, I can't stream tomorrow. I can't do it. It was the weekend, and I was tired after Anime Expo, so I had to take an extra week off. But I'm here now. That's all that matters, right? You Funko Pop, get that out of my face. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have put on like a content warning for that. My bad. I'm sorry if there were any minors in the chat or people that were triggered. I'm sorry. Hello, Johnny58. We can't even throw them in the garbage. We need to throw them into outer space. Exactly. You need to throw them down in the darkest, deepest depths of the sea. That just reminded me of something that I'm not going to talk about because I'm going to get in trouble. But yeah. Titanic. We need to throw them into the sun. I know. Every single trace of them needs to be erased. You know what they should do? They should do those hydraulic press videos with the Funko Pops and just crush them instead. Poneko goes TOS. No. No, I would never. Me? Me? Talk about controversial subjects? The nuclear reactive cat girl? No. No, 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 no. Bury them in New Mexico, just like that ET game. I'm not sure what game you're talking about. Do you want to hear something really infuriating about them? Sure. Be my guest. Oh. Also, one good thing though that did come out of Anime Expo is Penny and Stocking Season 2! It's confirmed! It's confirmed, everybody! Yeah, I've mentioned it many, many times before, but I do love Penny and Stocking. As you can maybe tell from my model art. I know Funamusea's art is not exactly like Penny and Stocking, and I wasn't trying to copy Penny and Stocking, but I am a fan of that sort of aesthetic. I've always loved it, and honestly, the Penny and Stocking artists and Funamusea are like the only ones I've really seen successfully do that sort of art style. Can you guys think of any more artists that have like a similar-ish aesthetic? Because personally, I can't really think of anybody else that is able to do that big chunky hands, big chunky feet, and like the giant head aesthetic quite as well as Funamusea and whoever the artist is for Penny and Stocking. Do you guys know anybody? I know, Revenge of the Panty and Stocking! Someone told me that they would rather buy 100 of those Funko Pops rather than an Android figure. Like, dude, seriously. Well, let me just be fair here, Caleb. If you were to buy 100... Well, wait. Buy? I was thinking just have, because if you were to have 100 Funko Pops, you could destroy all of them and make the world a better place, and that would be worth it. But buy? I mean, how much money is that for 1,000 Funko Pops? Or 100 Funko Pops? They're like $10 each, so that'd probably be like $1,000. What the hell? Yeah, you shouldn't be friends with that person anymore. Oh, you mean someone who draws similar to Funa? Yeah, someone who has a similar art style to Funamusea and the Penny and Stocking artists. I've seen a few on Twitter. You know, like the person who did this thumbnail has a very unique style of her own, and other people that I follow as well have a similar aesthetic to Funamusea and people like that, but I haven't seen anything else animated in that style, or like produced on a massive level. Like, I haven't seen any other video games in that style or animes. So that's sort of more what I'm talking about, because I know there are artists that have that, you know, sort of chunky, I don't know if that's the right word, that sort of aesthetic, but I like to call Penny and Stocking and Funamusea styles cartoonish anime. I think that is a good description. I know Penny and Stocking definitely intended to be like a anime cartoon hybrid, just based on the content matter. It was sort of similar to like South Park type style humor, but wrapped up in anime, and also it was just such a good mix of everything, man. I'm just so glad that they're back. It's been so long. Since 2012, right? Actually, probably earlier than that. When was the first season? Oh, it was 2012. Oh, I guess I haven't lost my memory yet to the person who called me old. I'm still very sharp. But of course I would be, because I'm a young, beautiful cat girl. Anyways, I am glad Penny and Stocking are coming back. It has been years. It has been. I'm surprised that they didn't come back earlier. I mean, it's not as though Panty and Stocking was like one of those shows that people discovered like years after the fact, because there are a few like shows that kind of bombed on release and didn't really have anybody like them, but Panty and Stocking was pretty popular from out the gate, or at least in America, and I believe in Japan it was probably pretty popular too. Like, it's always been big, so I really did expect the season 2 to come out immediately, not 10 years later. I think Poneko is a very lovely fossil. I'm not a fossil, Rakia. I'm a cat girl. See? Look at my ears. Not a fossil VTuber. There probably are some, but I am not one of them. 2012. Can't believe I was 15 back then. Yeah. I know. I was young in 2012 too. Very young. Cat girl fossil. No! No, 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 no. Mm-mm. You gotta go rewatch my debut to catch yourself up on my lore. Nowhere does it say I was cat girl fossil. Poneko is old now? Since when? Never! Never, Johnny Cat! I'm not old! I'm not! Somebody in the chat said that I was old. I don't even remember why. But not because I'm old, just because my memory's bad sometimes. Don't, Poneko, you're still young to me. I'm still young, period! Meowdy Ian. Mommy? No. No mommies here. Just me, Poneko. And I am not a MILF. And I will never be a MILF, because I will always be young forever. Yeah, I have a low radioactive age. You know? What's that thing called again? The isotope? Like, isotope age? Radioactive decay? Where you can tell the age of something? Yeah. I've said before, I'm not a scientist, but it's low. I have a low half-life, which I think means I'm young. But if it doesn't, then it's the other one. I would take Poneko to a fancy dinner, McDonald's. That doesn't sound very fancy. At least take me to a Panera. Yeah, I'm not actually a huge fan of fast food at all. I think my favorite fast food is probably Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. I don't know, I like the fried chicken. Oh, I also really like Colonel Sanders as well. Just oh, but the best place though for chicken nuggets though is definitely, wait, let me make sure I got the name right. I go so infrequently that I need to make sure. Yeah, Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. is definitely the best place for nuggies. Period. And look at how cute it is too. Look at this. Have you guys ever seen the little star for Carl's Jr.? He's so cute. I need to make this tiny. Excuse me. I'm moving it from side to side so I can get the crop part of it. Look at how cute he is. I don't know. I know that the Carl's Jr. mascot is comparatively basic, I guess, compared to like, you know, Ronald McDonald and Burger King and Wendy's and I don't know, the other ones. But I think it's the cutest one. I used to love those star-shaped nuggies as a kid. I still love them. They're still my favorite of all the nuggies. They're also the cutest looking too. Like, all the other nuggies are shaped like, I don't know, just a sad, basic shape. You know those rumors that like chicken nuggets are made out of like deformed chickens or something? They look like it. I can see why someone would see a nugget and think, yeah, that's a deformed chicken. But with the beautiful star shape of the Carl's Jr. nuggie, it's very clearly something more whimsical, you know. It's not some international conspiracy. It's just a happy little star. Oh, dinosaur-shaped nuggies? Yeah, dinosaur-shaped nuggies are also good. I think that if your nuggies aren't shaped like something fun, you're doing something wrong. They aren't as good. I wonder if we Canadians have that. 1 second, I'm looking it up. Yeah, check it out, Caleb. I think Carl's Jr. is mainly on the West Coast, but there may be some also in other areas as well. So you all want your nuggies experience ruined or not? Rakia, I already know the dark truth behind the nuggies. They aren't mutant chickens, but they might as well be with the dark history of them. They're pretty bad. How are chicken nuggets even made? This is a genuine question. Do you want me to ruin your day? Do you want me to ruin your day, Cooler Soup? I think they're like the pink sludge, if you guys have ever seen that. Where it's like ground up meat and they pack it together tightly. Which isn't really that gross, if you think about it. I mean, sausages are also made kind of similarly too. But yeah, they kind of look like pink slime before they're made. Peach sludge, yeah. I mean, those would be some tasty nuclear mutant chickens then. Oh my god, I'm remembering this one cartoon I watched where there was like this giant mutant chicken that they like kept on cutting off like part of the chicken to make into nuggets. It was very disturbing. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It was from like a cartoon. Probably from like Ren and Stimpy or something. Robot chicken? No. I don't watch that shit. I don't watch that trash. Honestly, when it comes to like adult cartoons, I am kind of picky. Like, in regards to like South Park, I'm not really a huge fan. I mean, I've watched a little bit of South Park, and South Park definitely has some funny moments, but it kind of just tries too hard to be gross. And for me, I'm more of a fan of like subtler humor, I guess, where it's not really like as grotesque and trying to be shocking. Like, you're not gonna be surprised, but King of the Hill is my favorite adult American cartoon. It's my favorite American anime, alright? I think South Park is the only animated adult show I sort of like. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, and I do like certain episodes of it. Like, I watched the one episode where there were a bunch of Japanese girls that were transfer students at South Park, and they made yaoi fanfiction of, I think it was Cleed? I don't know. What's his name again? That one, Twitch? No, I don't remember what his name was. But he was the kind of jumpy guy with the yellow hair. And also Craig, I think. King of the Hill, aka Texas the Anime. Creek and Stan. Yeah, those two. Why am I not surprised that King of the Hill is your favorite? Of course it is, because it's the best. It's the best one. I love King of the Hill. I watched all of the episodes, but I only started appreciating King of the Hill when I was like probably 13. I didn't get King of the Hill when I was really young, because it was airing when I was like 5 and 6, I think. And I think it also continued to air when I was a little bit older too, but yeah, I didn't really get the humor. I was still watching Teletubbies then though, so I didn't really get it. Not 5 and 6. Actually, I was watching like My Gym Partner's a Monkey and like SpongeBob. I mean, I think it was Creek and Craig. Okay, King of the Hill, good taste. Thank you, Blue. Thank you. Someone understands. King of the Hill definitely wasn't a perfect show, but I think that it's the best because the characters are the most interesting. You know, they aren't like two-dimensional in the writing sense. So they were more complex, and the humor had a lot more nuance and subtlety in it. They're legendary. Legendary! Yes. I also watched Rick and Morty, which, to be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand, though. I watched, I think, the first 2 seasons, or the first single season, I don't really remember. I watched at least 1 season of Rick and Morty, and I think Rick and Morty is pretty funny, but it's not that good. I still will watch shitty adult cartoons sometimes, though, when I'm extremely bored. I watched, Big Mouth. Yeah, I know. That is pretty embarrassing. Even I have some embarrassing secrets. I watched Big Mouth, and I didn't like it, but I will say that the first season was the least bad. The first season at least had some funny moments. And the hormone monstrous, I like the way that she said bubble bath. That's my shame. But I only half liked the first season, and then I just continued watching the rest. I haven't watched the new season, though. Kinda to hate watch it. Yeah. That show's a mess. Not Big Mouth. I thought you were base, Poneko. You know, you sometimes have to watch the bad shows to appreciate the good shows. Yeah, let's just leave it at that, you know? At least you're brave enough to reveal your shame to us, Poe. Yeah, exactly. Praise me more, please. Netflix, why this over your other animated shows? What a wonderful excuse. It's not an excuse, it's the truth. I don't understand hate watching. Like, I'd rather watch shows I like, if that's such a foreign concept. That's not foreign at all. I mean, for me, I guess I wasn't hate watching it as much as, like, kind of cringe watching it. Like, watching something so bad that it's kind of fun to laugh at how bad it is. It's sort of like, for me, generally, I'm not a huge fan of, like, cringe compilations. Probably for, like, a similar reason. They just kind of make me feel, like, embarrassed and sad. But when they're animated characters and not real people, but more like you're laughing at the writers for being so stupid, I feel like I don't feel the same level of guilt, I guess. So many good shows destroyed by Big Mouth. I know. Why is Big Mouth the one that survives the cut? Oh, Meowdy Spooky, welcome. They canceled Inside Job. I didn't watch Inside Job, but I saw like the first scene of it, and it did seem pretty interesting. It sounded kind of fun. I want to watch Nimona so bad. Oh, I haven't seen that yet, but that's a new Disney thing, right? Let me check. Nimona. Who is this by? It looks cool, whatever it is. Yeah, not Disney. Okay, it's something else. Huh. Looks cool, though. I don't think it's Disney. Yeah, it's not. It just has a kind of Pixar-ish vibe, but it also looks sort of similar to Arcane in the way that's animated, like the shading. Looks cool, though. I'll have to check it out. Cringe comps are like mental notes for me of what not to do. Yeah, I can enjoy a little bit of cringe. But in small doses. Very, very small doses. I can't watch too much cringe at a single time, or else I'll probably just die. I thought it was Arcane Season 2, to be honest. It does look kind of similar. The way that the faces are drawn are definitely different, but the way that everything's colored in and shaded does seem very reminiscent of Arcane. Huh. Ever thought about doing watch-along streams for, like, cringe comps or stuff like that? I have thought about it. I've thought about doing, like, watch-along streams, but I'm not sure if anyone would be interested in that, so let me know if you think that would be a bad idea or a good idea, because maybe. I kind of just not done it because I'm not sure if people would like it. New Discord server watch-along, maybe. I feel like I would just be crying the whole time. I would just be sad. But there are some very funny cringe moments. Like, cringe in the sense that, like, it's kind of whimsical and fun, almost. Like, let me get up one that I like a lot. A cringe one that is very cringy, but it's still kind of like sweet, and it's not like making fun of them, I guess. This is the anime club, this is the anime club trailer. And I think that one is a good level of cringe, where it's cringe kino, you know? It's cringy, but it's also kind of sweet and kind of fun. Because for me, I remember when I was in like 5th and 4th grade, I was very much a cringy weeb, saying things like kawaii, blah 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 blah, and like wearing the cat ears to school and stuff like that. So I was definitely very weeby, but I think most people found out about anime like later on in their life. So they went through that phase of cringy weebiness much later. And so I kind of got it out of the way back when like pretty much all elementary schoolers are extremely cringe. So I was just no different. I was just cringe in my unique way. As long as you make it your own content. Oh yeah, for sure. I think that reactions can definitely be your own content as long as you're giving commentary and talking. I mean, if it's like an actual TV show, I don't think it's illegal. One thing I actually kind of wanted to do is, it would be really cool if I could watch some anime and have you guys react to it, but I don't really know all of the logistics for that. God, that was so cringy. I love it. Oh, I see. Puts down the phone. No, it's good. It's good. It's funny. Yeah, things like that I enjoy cringing at. Because I'm not fully cringing. It's also kind of like they're having a good time and I respect it, you know? They definitely, you could say they are giving no fucks about how they come across. And it's almost kind of admirable, you know? They are brave souls indeed. Exactly, and they're having such a good time, you know? I definitely remember, though, stuff like that, mega ultra weeby stuff, I think was looked down upon more recently. Nowadays, though, you have, like, people being VTubers, and it's not considered to be cringy. But I feel like if somebody was trying to be a VTuber like in 2016 or 2015, and definitely earlier, like pre VTubers, you would have been looked at like you were crazy. But I definitely would have tried to. That's why, like, I feel bad for people that are under 18 that want to become VTubers, because I understand why people in the VTuber community don't want that, and you know, largely I think it's a bad idea to become a VTuber if you're under 18, but I also understand why they want to, because I know if VTubers were a thing when I was even like 12 or 14, I would have been like trying so hard. I know that for a fact. I'm just a VTuber trying to be a streamer. I just want to make jokes and play video games. Exactly. That's what I'm doing too. I like to do my little singy-songy. I like to dance. Well, I don't like to dance, but I do dance in my chair when I'm singing, but you guys can't see it. That's why my head's bopping around a bunch when I sing. But I like to do my songs. I like to play my games. I like to chat with everybody, you know? Ahaha, imagine starting as a VTuber. Ahaha, it couldn't be me, right? Ahaha, right, guys? Rockia. No, but I do understand it, so I sympathize with them, but I also sympathize with the adults rightfully wanting to shield them from that sort of thing. But I do feel like it is just such a tough thing. I feel like you should be around 18, and definitely if you're under 18, have like a trusted adult. And by trusted adult, I mean someone who is definitely not a groomer, like your mom or your dad, which, I mean, I guess your mom or your dad can be a groomer, but somebody that's trusted, okay? Actually trusted, for any aspiring younger VTubers in the chat. And I still remember in VTubers was just Kizuna I and a couple more. Then came the Nation of Hololive, and the rest is history. I remember that too. I remember hearing about Kizuna I, and I remember looking her up and being like, is she really a robot? And then I found out that she wasn't, and then I wasn't really as interested anymore. Which sounds so weird. I thought that she was cute and kind of funny, but I was like, oh, she's a robot? And then I watched and I was like, there's no way she's a robot. And I looked it up to see if she was a robot, and she wasn't, so I was like, I don't really care anymore. And then Hololive came around and I was like, this might be kind of fun. When I become 18, I'm gonna start streaming myself. Oh, that'll be fun, cooler. Good luck. Let me know if you decide to do that. I'll have to watch. Especially if you're doing a Sonic style one. I remember her. I knew she was real, but still thought she was fun. I thought she was most likely real, but since she was marketed as an AI, and the idea of VTubers being like your own OC with like lore and things like that wasn't really quite as much of a concept. Also, oh no, my phone died from radioactivity, and now I'm stuck looking very, very serious. Let me go plug it in really quick. Oh no, this wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, I just came off of work, so my phone didn't have the chance to fully charge like it normally does. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking at the screen very, very intensely. Oh no. I feel so embarrassed. She's just standing there, menacingly. I miss Poneko. I miss Poneko too. What? Let me get out at least my pixel form. I don't usually have my pixel form ready though. Except for emergencies, which tend to happen pretty much every stream when you're dealing with a radioactive cat girl. Let me get it up. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. I'm going through the files. I gotta go in pixel mode. Where is it? Where did I put it? Where did I put my pixel self? Here it is. Okay. This is the right one. There we go. Oh. It is very tiny. It is tiny pixel mode. Okay, wait. I got the larger one. There we go. Still small, but it's at least bigger. It's passable, right, guys? Right? It's okay? Yeah? Yeah? Will do? Pocket-sized Poneko. She deleted the stream. No, I didn't. I did not delete it. I'm gonna charge up my phone, and then I'll be back to normal. Yeah. You know, I gotta charge it up quickly with my radiation, but sometimes too much radiation will make it die. Yeah, I don't really understand it myself. There's a scientist in the chat, maybe you can explain it. It is truly a mystery. Poneko became Poritro. What? Gotta replace the uranium batteries. Yes, exactly. To be honest, I should use my phone as a camera more. I think it tracks better than my crappy camera. Honestly, I used to use just the webcam, but I kind of got paranoid at the idea of somebody looking at me through the webcam, and I didn't want to like have to re-plug it in every time. But that's just a small part of the reason. Mainly, I use my phone for tracking because it does a better job. It looks a lot nicer. Man, imagine if cell phones ran on batteries like remote controls. I feel like something like that would be kind of difficult, but also kind of nice. Because apparently, well, I guess you would know this, but obviously your phones have like a battery in them, but usually for most electronic devices, you'll replace your battery, you know? But with the iPhone, it's really, really difficult too. And that's partially why it sucks to have your phone for a long time and then you need to replace it. But I've also heard too that like with iPhones, they'll install software to make it run slower over time to encourage people to get a new one. I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but there's a fine line between charging and melting something as delicate as a phone. Yeah, I don't blame you. People do get paranoid about webcams since they can be somewhat unsafe. It was a very low level of paranoia. Like, I didn't actually think that was happening, but I felt kind of like, maybe I'll just unplug it. Also because my computer is only so large, so I only have like so many things and areas that I can plug in. And I kind of just wanted to avoid having to plug it and unplug it every single time. I didn't want to accidentally turn on my camera also when I was in like a Discord server with my friends, because I kind of like to wear my pajamas and stuff like that, and I would get embarrassed if everybody saw me in my PJs. Actually, that's a lie. I wear my PJs outside a lot. Sometimes I'm wearing a little bit too few clothes while doing things. I'll just say that. I'm still the same with the same phone I've had since like middle school, which is like 6-ish years ago, and it's been lasting forever. Poneko fave reveal. Poneko would be beautiful. Yeah, you've seen me already a billion times. I'm beautiful, and I look just like my drawings. Just like it. Oh yeah, smartphones and other devices with replaceable batteries must have replaceable batteries by 2027. Really? That's interesting. I think that sounds like a good change, though. Because I liked my older phone, and I like my current phone now, but I like to have my phones last me for like 5-ish years, probably, before replacing them. Some people like to get the new iPhone as soon as it comes out, like every single year, and that just sounds too stressful. And usually it isn't even that much better. You know, but maybe I'm also kind of a grandma when it comes to stuff like that. When everyone was going on Discord, I wanted to stay on Skype. It's like, I hate Discord. I hate it. You mean people could just join the call anytime, and I don't have to invite them? I know, you guys be like, "Oh, you should have just made your own Discord server." But I couldn't do that. And with every online friend group that is over like 10 people, there will be people that you like and people that you don't like. And when everyone is invited to a Discord server, it's kind of shitty. So I liked Skype more because no one really used the private call feature on Discord. But it also could have been that I just didn't know that the private call feature just didn't exist. Or maybe it did exist. I don't know. Got a server of all my homies I love and would give kisses IRL. Oh, that's nice. I have a server of my own too. The Pomodachi Paradise. Have you heard of it? Yeah, I also have another server as well, but it's pretty dead. And I'm not talking about the Pomodachi Paradise. That server is very much alive every day. Remember TeamSpeak? I remember hearing about TeamSpeak in the sense that like everyone was laughing at it and thought it was dumb. Ventrilo too. I never used those. I only ever used Skype and Discord. And I mean, I guess it doesn't really count, but there were like chat room type things that I would go into for like Toontown, stuff like that. A personal server for IRL stuff. Yes, pre-Poneko time period server. An ancient relic. What the hell is a Pomodachi Paradise, and why is Pomodachi? It's because it's the place that all of the real Pomodachis go to. You would know that if you were a real Pomodachi. Cooler soup. Let me get it. The invitation. It's better to arrive late than not at all. I've never heard of the Tomodachi Paradise. I've been on the server for a while. Oh, you have been? Okay. Well, here it is again. You can join it for a second time, so you could experience the rush all over again. Yeah, there you go. The pre-Poneko times, the age when the Egyptians were just starting the pyramids. It wasn't that long ago. Let's be real. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, from the pre-Poneko ages, my old Discord server. The last message was sent in 2022. Very sad. Bro, the server's called Tomodachi Paradise. It is. Congratulations, you played yourself, Po. No, I wasn't on the joke all along. I always know when someone's joking. No, Sage. I can finally feel cool. The Geiger counter's going off. You know, you become used to the radioactivity after a while. You guys have all built up a very high tolerance. I'm pretty sure that is sort of a thing, though. Pope was just playing along with us. Yeah, exactly. I was just trying to make you feel like you're super funny for making a funny joke. That's something that I do as a kind and benevolent god. I found the anime that looks like Funamusea. Send it! Send it in! I need to see it. It's called Kaiba. Let me see. Kaiba. I'm just getting a character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Who? Oh! This is an older show, I think. Yeah, this is from 2008, but it looks even older. This looks neat. Huh. It does have a little bit of a similar aesthetic to Funamusea. It's pretty nice. Oh my god. It might be just like the weeb hipster in me, but I've always just greatly appreciated animes that have unconventional art styles. Partially, I think that people that are willing to take risks, like having it be in a non-traditional anime style, are also more willing to take risks in the story, and that they aren't just gonna make the same copy and paste isekai harem BS. So I think part of the reason why unconventionally styled anime tend to be better is because of that. Like, Tatami Galaxy is definitely very much not your traditional looking anime. And there are also others too that are quite good. Other than Aku no Hana, or I think that's what it was called. I did read the manga for that, but goddamn, the anime for that was ugly as fuck. It was so ugly. Ew, look at this. They rotoscoped the entire thing. It looks so bad. Ew. I hated it. I hated it so much. I'm gonna get that off the screen. You guys don't have to look at that. I'd risk giving Poneko a hug. The radioactivity would give me superpowers anyway. Well, you wouldn't get superpowers if I hugged you. You'd only get superpowers if I bit you, you know? Like those radioactive spiders. Unconventional anime and conventional anime can both be good as long as they pull the right strings. Oh, of course, of course. Traditionally styled anime can also be great, but I think that shows that are willing to take risks, like making the anime be in a style that no one would expect, would tend to make other risks that tend to pay off. Like for Tatami Galaxy. Let me get another photo of it too. That looks more like the actual show. Wakfu? Oh, I haven't watched that. Let me look it up really quick. And let me get up this stuff for Tatami Galaxy up really quick. Is that because they tried to recreate IRL faces? It is. They filmed it, I believe, normally, and then they drew the characters, and it looked really bad. I didn't watch the show, but I did read the manga, and the manga's kind of entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, but It's some degen shit and also kind of crazy and weird. I still enjoyed it though. But also I read it when I was younger, so don't judge me. If a radioactive spider gave you the ability to shoot webs, what does a radioactive cat girl give you? I'm not sure. I haven't really bitten anybody before, so I haven't seen its effects, but maybe cat ears, a cat tail? That's what I think it would be. Or it might be something else horrifying. I don't know. Cat-like reflexes would be pretty cool. But let me look up Wakfu. I still haven't looked that up yet. Oh, there's an anime for this? I thought that this was just a game. Except that makes you a cat girl or a cat boy. It'd make you a cat girl. No cat boys. Unless they're Mako. Oh, this was animated. This has an English dub? This looks like it was originally made for English-speaking audiences. Oh, it's a French animated TV series. Yeah, I was thinking, like, this doesn't look like regular old anime. Is there actually a spider cat in the official Spider-Man stuff? I don't believe so. I think there's, like, Venom and Spider-Man and stuff like that. I still need to watch the Spider-Man movies, actually. The newer animated ones. I haven't seen them yet. Hollywood needs to make more animated films, though. Ones that have actual soul behind them, though, and not just another, like, Disney princess cash grab, because I don't think that those are gonna fly anymore. When was the last Disney princess, actually? Feels like it's been a long time. But was it, the person after Moana? Who is that again? Who was the most recent one? Ooh, I got a question for you guys. Who was your first favorite Disney princess when you were growing up? For me, apparently Cinderella, I've heard from my parents, was my favorite when I grew up. And then when Mulan, well, actually I think Mulan came out earlier. But then when I saw Mulan, then Mulan became my favorite because she was so badass and cool. And yeah, I think Mulan has been my favorite ever since. Yeah. Ariel, still got a thing for redheads. I liked Ariel okay, but she kind of annoyed me. What's the name of the princess from Princess and the Frog? That's Tiana. Yeah, that was weird. I think Princess and the Frog was the first, one of the first, like, animated, Disney princess movies that I remember seeing actually in theaters and not off of a VHS tape. OMG, did I dox my own age? I think you've doxed your own age like multiple times, Johnny Cat. Do you all know Princess Mira? I bet nobody knows her. Let me Google it. Well, I know her now since I Googled her. No, but I did not know that character. And I still feel like I'm very unsure who this is. It's kind of, I'm reading it and it says she's a royal detective. She looks pretty cool, but for some reason the animation style looks really bad. Sorry for any Mira fans out there. There's also the girl from Tarzan movie and the one from Atlantis. Do those count as Disney princesses though? Are they a part of the Disney Princess club? I think they might. Okay, now I need to look up who the most recent one is. Is it Merida? No, it's not Merida. Is it Moana? Does anybody know? Have there been any? Oh, Raya. Who the heck is this? It says Raya is the most recent Disney princess. Has this come out yet? Because I have no idea who this is. Wait, what? No, Poe, I'm talking about Buzz Lightyear? Huh? Is that from Buzz Lightyear? Let me get up this photo really quick. Atlantis is from Disney, yes, by what Google says. Yeah, but is she a princess? Or was she a princess? Oh my god. Okay, here it is. Did this come out already? And just nobody heard about it? There's no way. There's no way this is out yet. How do these people know? Celebrating Rhea for World Princess Week? This can't. There's no way that this came out yet. Okay, the trailer is out. I was worried that it just happened and I didn't even see it or know about it. But I feel like it would be a very big mistake if Disney were to market their Disney princesses, because that's the biggest amount of money that they can make. Disney princess is a rank that only a few select women in the Disney canon get to have. Like, Elsa isn't technically a Disney princess. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that, Kai. All of the 5-year-olds in the chat are gonna get really mad at you. Yeah, I was not a fan of Elsa. I wasn't really a young girl when Elsa came out, so I think that's... Well, I was a young girl. I wasn't like a 10-year-old or whatever when Elsa came out, so I wasn't like, oh my god, I love Elsa, or a 5-year-old. So I didn't really like her that much. It's like, this fake-ass bitch. No. Rhea had been in a movie that's out on Disney Plus. What? So she is real? She's here already? Is a 2021 film apparently. Holy shit. So they just released a Disney princess and just didn't tell anybody? They didn't let anybody know? What? What was Disney thinking, man? What the hell? Also, my phone got a little bit of a second wind, so I'm gonna plug it back in. And I'll be back. Excuse me 1 second. Where is the... I'm gonna warm up my facial muscles. Just you wait. There we go! I'm talking now. Rhea? Oh my god, yeah. Rhea, come on. Nobody even knows who you are. The staring Poe is back. Have you seen the Elemental trailers? I've seen the one where they pretended like they had a large audience of people that really liked one of the characters. I saw that. Kind of embarrassing. I would not have done it that way. I would have just marketed the movie to begin with. This is Elemental, by the way, for those of you that don't know. Which probably most of you don't even know what it is, because Disney didn't even tell anybody, or whoever the heck made the movie. I believe it was Disney. Pixar? No, Pixar didn't tell anybody about it. But yeah, I heard it was very generic. I haven't watched it. But you know what I will watch, though? Is the new Barbie movie. What's your favorite Disney movie? Right now, Mulan is the first one that I can think of. But was Monsters, Inc. made by Disney or just Pixar? Is it like a purely Pixar movie, or is it also a Disney movie as well? Monsters, Inc. was my favorite of all the Pixar movies, though, definitely. Lion King is my favorite by a mile. Lion King was very good. I think most 3D animated is Pixar. Monsters, Inc. is Pixar. Yeah, I looked it up. Well, Pixar and Disney are very interconnected anyways, so Monsters, Inc. is my favorite Pixar movie from when I was a kid, and for Disney movies, probably still, probably Mulan or something else. I don't know, I can't really think of that many Disney movies right now. I was never a huge Disney kind of person. Oh, I did actually like Toy Story. That's a Disney movie, right? Yeah, I liked all the Toy Story movies a lot. And, I also liked Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is so cute. Oh my god. I've always been a fan of Winnie the Pooh. Always. It made me kind of angry when I saw the Winnie the Pooh horror film. I didn't watch it. I just decided to be mad about it. Instead. Because Winnie the Pooh is so sweet. And he's a good bear. He's a friend. Winnie the Pooh is the most wholesome thing ever. It really is. Winnie the Pooh is so sweet. And all of his friends too. I have a Winnie the Pooh Nendoroid. With a little mini piglet next door. Like, look at how cute. Oh my god. Can you imagine like a Winnie the Pooh VTuber group? Just all of the Winnie the Pooh characters being VTubers. I would watch them. I would totally watch Winnie the Pooh if he was a VTuber. And the whole gang. And Tigger. Tigger would probably be my Oshi from that group. Because Tigger was always so funny. And Winnie the Pooh was just sweet. He just liked his honey, man. Good thing you didn't watch it, because it's not even good. Toy Story being a Disney movie is like Nausicaa being a Ghibli movie. I mean, isn't Nausicaa a Ghibli movie? Or no, I don't know. Who made it? Oh, it's a Miyazaki film. So, isn't Miyazaki the Ghibli guy? Am I crazy? Isn't it? Is it not? Just imagine them being recreated as VTuber anime boyos and girls as waifus. That'd be funny. Nausicaa was made before Ghibli was founded. Mahaha. Oh, come on. That's just a technicality. Ghibli movies are only distributed by Disney, not made by Disney themselves. Oh yeah, totally. John Miyazaki, the creator of Dark Souls. By the way, have you seen the deleted scenes of the first Toy Story? It's hilariously cursed, and the writers admit that they had no idea what the hell they were doing. I know someone who could be a Winnie the Pooh VTuber. He has the voice for it. I think I know who you're talking about as well, Fuzzy Mandrake. I believe I know who you're talking about as well. Because I also have a friend. Or happen to have a friend. That sounds very similar to Winnie the Pooh. I actually watched the Winnie the Pooh horror movies, and it was the worst 2 hours I have ever had the misfortune to watch. Yeah, I know. When are they gonna start making Mickey Mouse horror movies, though? He's about to be entered in the public domain, right? Let me check it exactly when. Mickey Mouse horror movies. Oh god. What's gonna happen when Poneko is entered into the public domain? There are gonna be so many horror movies. Oh no! In 2024? Oh my god, next year? Jeez. I feel like Mickey Mouse would be a better horror antagonist though. Because of what he represents with like very much corporate greed and stuff like that. Whereas I know Winnie the Pooh is also owned by Disney, but Winnie the Pooh is still a good boy in every way. You can't take that away from him. Oh, Meowdy, Astra, welcome. How are you, Meowdy? Oh, and hello, Krook. What's crooking? How was Anime Expo? Anime Expo was kind of not great. Busy and overpriced, and people from every single inch of the convention center was just covered in people, and it was also very stinky because some people don't know how to wash themselves. So it was not amazing. And I didn't really get to shop as much as I usually do because it was even hard to walk around the shopping areas. And Anime Expo doesn't have as many good guests as it used to. I think it's nice that Anime Expo has VTubers and also smaller creators that often go. But in terms of like large weeb industry names, they don't really have as many good ones that they used to have. I'm pretty sure Lisa was an Anime Expo guest in the past. And so was Mayan and Calafina and freaking Zun, okay? I actually met Zun in the past at Anime Expo. I took a photo with him. And I also had him sign my one of my Toho copies. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. It was pretty fun. Would do it again. Keisan and Yagu being there was cool. That is cool. I didn't get to meet them though, so I didn't benefit from it. But yeah, I feel like Yagu and Keisan are some of the bigger Anime Expo guests that they had this year. Sometimes they can be fun, and most of the time they are often terrible. If they make Mickey Mouse a horror movie, it's going to be called DMCA the movie. I don't think that they're allowed to pursue that sort of legal action just because Mickey Mouse at that point had been around for so long that he's in public domain, so now you can kind of use him for what you want. It's like in the same sense of certain songs entering public domain, so the original creators can't get mad if you make like your own version of it or something. I don't think I want to meet Keisan. Oh no. Oh, tell me how you really feel. It's a specific version of Mickey Mouse that's public domain. That sounds accurate. Probably like the Steamboat Willie version, just because Mickey Mouse has gone through so many different forms in the past. Like this Cuphead looking Mickey Mouse is very different from the modern Mickey Mouse that we know today. Does anybody actually like Mickey Mouse though? I mean, I know Mickey Mouse is like the figurehead for all of Disney, but I've never met someone that says, I love Mickey Mouse, I'm a Mickey Mouse fan. Like they'll wear the ears at Disneyland and stuff like that, but nobody says like, I like Mickey Mouse. I haven't heard of anyone being a fan of Minnie Mouse either. It's always Daffy Duck or Goofy. Because Daffy Duck and Goofy are better. Objectively. I feel like, or I like the shorts they make of the more cartoonish Steamboat Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Oh, Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Steamboat Willie has a really neat aesthetic to it. You mean Donald. Oh, yeah. Donald Duck. Who is Daffy Duck again? Is Daffy Duck the girl? Oh, no. Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck is not that. I was just thinking of Daffy Duck. Oh, no. I was thinking of Looney Tunes. Crap. Okay, but Looney Tunes, though, does have more charming characters, though, than Disneyland. Like, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are funnier. Period. You also have Space Jam, too. Wait a second, did we get Raiders? Meowdy Raiders, if there are any out there, I don't know. Wait a second, who's raiding? Who is it? Welcome, whoever this is. It said there that we got some. Where? It's not showing up on my end. Anyways, welcome Raiders! Oh, Meowdy Nemcrow! Hello, hello! I wasn't sure it was you. I didn't see it, but thank you! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Nemcrow. Welcome, welcome. For those of you that haven't seen Nemcrow before, she is a very, very cute purple anime girl. She's very cute. I love her design. It is so adorable. I've always had a soft spot for anime girls with unnatural skin tones, and I saw this adorable purple thing show up on my screen, and so I had to subscribe. Yes. The cutest purple girl. She is the cutest purple girl, and also the only purple girl that I know. So she wins by default. But it is still a very good accomplishment. But Meowdy, everybody. Nemcrow, what do you call your fans again? I wanna call them the right thing. I call my fans Pomodachis, so I wanna say welcome to whatever they're called. Meowdy Kirk and Meowdy Lolly, welcome, welcome. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Also, let me move over this Carl's Jr. thing really quick. Because I didn't give them a name. Oh, oh no, they're lawless. They don't have a fan name. Nemcrodachis. That is pretty cute. I think that's cute. They call themselves necrophiles. Oh, nemcrophiles. Nemcrophiles. It's a form of endearment. It's not anything like a necrophiliac. No, because that's a bad thing. But being a nemcrophile is a good thing. That is actually a great name, though. I love that. Yeah, when I was deciding my fan name, there was another one that I really kind of wanted people to vote for, but people loved Pomodachis. And, you know, even though I am a dictator, sometimes I will listen to the votes of the people. But one of the ones that I really hoped would win was the name Ponosaurs. Like a connoisseur, except for it's Ponosaurs. Wait, what was the other name again? I call them Smellies. That's also good too. I sometimes call them Bakas as well. But that's more like to specific individuals. Ah yes, the Pomosaurs, the Ponosaurs. Yes, exactly. I feel like I could still make use of that when I eventually open up memberships. So it's definitely still a possibility for me to get some use out of that little fan name. As for me, I'm bound by no man or radioactive cat girls. I don't know, Caleb. You're here forever. Please help. Poneko has my wife and my firstborn son because I said Higurashi is mid. Please help. No, I did not do that because I agree if you're talking about the new season of Higurashi. The new season of Higurashi sucks. It's so bad. It's horrible. It's not good. I like it when the cat girls have 5 ears. But you like me, right? Even though I have 4. I don't have an extra 4th ear. Even with the radiation, I haven't grown any extra ears. I just have everything that God gave me. Where's the 4th ear, Poneko? There is no 4th ear. I'm maybe a mutant cat girl, but I'm not that much of a mutant. Okay, see, look it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the amount of ears that a cat girl should have. And I know some of you guys in the chat are thinking, no, they should only have the 2 ears on their head. But imagine if you saw the cat girl without their little bit of bangs right here, and then they just didn't have an ear. That would look weird. That would look wrong. Yes you do. No, I don't. I have no 4th ear. No 5th ear. I just have my regular ears. Isn't that enough? The 5th earlier is on the back of her head so she can hear us escape. I will neither confirm nor deny these allegations. You have 4 ears, homie. 2 by your eyes and 2 on your head. Exactly. I mean, I guess I technically have extra ears if I count the Pomodachis inside of the walls of all my viewers that are spying and listening. Just to make sure that you guys don't get into any trouble, you know? They're there to protect you. If you're not doing anything wrong, then why should you be worried? I have nothing to hide at all. And so should you. Oh, Meowdy Leah, welcome. How are you? I forgot the radioactive clothes, but I'll be fine. You're playing a dangerous game, Leah. You're playing a dangerous game. How many Pomodachis are there? I thought it was just us. Well, if you include my subscribers, there's like around 1,000 Pomodachis. So, around that number. Surviving art fight, that's how I'm doing. Oh, is that like one of those art type thingies that you need to do, like those challenges where you have to like draw something new for like every day of summer or something. We have 18 here today. Yes. Sometimes the Pomodachis aren't able to make it to all my streams, and that's okay. But Poneko never forgets. No, I do. But generally, I see a lot of the same Pomodachis in the chat. Pomodachis are fiercely loyal. Leah the Fearless shall be engraved in thy crypt. I can run to a battlefield with less than half of an HP. Oh, that's pretty good. But yeah, for those of you that just joined the chat and are wondering about Anime Expo, I was a secret guest at Anime Expo. Nobody knew except for me. So that's why I was a secret special guest of Anime Expo. And I guess the staff didn't know either, because they made me wait in line with everybody else to get in. It was kind of messed up. You would think I would get better treatment as an actual guest. As an industry guest at that. But unfortunately, I couldn't get ready in time. I wasn't able to put on my usual Gyaru clothing, so I looked kind of like a normie, and they didn't recognize me. Very sad. Ooh, secret industry too. Yeah, you know it, Nemcro. Yeah, I saw you were a pretty big guest at Offkai with your Gura cosplay. It was very, very cute. Yeah, Nemcro also does a little bit of cosplay as well. And I used to cosplay, and maybe I will cosplay again in the future. Maybe we can cosplay together, Nemcro. No, I went as a normal guest. Aw, dang. Next time. And was collecting wives. Dang. I should have gone then. Normal person. The Pomodachis all infiltrated Anime Expo. That's why there were so many people at the Anime Expo. Yes, exactly. There were too many. And that's also why I didn't wear my my usual outfit. Because I would be swarmed by like thousands and thousands of Pomodachis. I didn't want to cause a scene. I didn't want to cause a riot. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember, but there was like that one concert where somebody died because they were trampled to death because everybody was so hype. I was just very worried. Very reasonably worried about the safety of the public. Someone died. Not at Anime Expo. I think somebody died at like an Ariana concert had like another problem. There was one concert I think that a rapper did where someone died. Let me look it up. What was it? Travis Scott. Yeah. I think it was at the Travis Scott concert. People died because they were ran over because people were so excited or something. So I was just very worried about the safety of my Pomodachis. That's why I had to come as a secret guest. Because if everybody knew that I was going, it would be a problem. Oh, that one. It was so sad. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't be making fun of it or referencing it. It was sad though. It was. Which is why I tried to avoid something similar happening. I mean, if you could get to the afterlife by getting stomped on by hooves, why not by humans themselves clashing? I feel like it would be pretty bad either way. I don't know. When I watched Lion King and I saw the dad get trampled by the it wasn't buffalo. Those are an American thing. By the wildebeests? What were the things that trampled on him again? In the Lion King. Oh, they were wildebeests. Okay, that was the right word. I was thinking that maybe I got that confused. Yeah, that was sad when that happened. So, the oxes, wildebeests? No, wildebeests. Not with an R, wildebeests. But they, I guess, are also known as ox and stuff like that. They're the things that trampled on the dad of Simba. He died. very sad. I remember watching this one video of like this cat reacting to that scene and like he looked all sad. I'm sure you had no idea what was going on though. I want a lot of maids to stomp on me like how the wildebeest stomped the Lion King in that scene. Oh my god. Maybe I can arrange that. A lot of my friends knew that I had cosplay friends back in the day. And I still have cosplay friends. I just haven't cosplayed recently, so they aren't really cosplay friends as much as just normal friends anymore. But I could get some cosplay girls to do that. Maybe. Probably not. I don't have that many connections. I've heard people say, open the winder. Speaking of Lion King 1, have you seen Lion King 1.5? Are you talking about the live action version? Because I've not seen the live action yet, but I have seen a few clips from it where it's real life, but the characters are talking, and I think it's cool that they have real life looking animals, but it just doesn't work because you aren't able to get any real acting in it. And having those facial expressions are key to making like an emotional impact, you know? I want to see Poco cosplay in person. That would be pretty fun to see. Yeah. I want to do like a VTuber type cosplay eventually of myself. Probably not an anime expo though. Maybe I'd take a few photos. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, something interesting I saw, by the way, Nemcro, is they're selling like blue and purple and unnatural skin foundations. So you could probably pretty easily cosplay as yourself now, or at least a lot easier. Poneko doesn't know what Lion King 1.5 is? For shame. What is it? Is it not that? Really? Wowie. Yeah, it's actual legit foundation. So for those of you that are not, do not understand makeup like me and Nemcro, foundation is the stuff that you put on your skin to make it look nice and smooth. And usually when you're wearing face paint, it's like all cracky and weird, and it doesn't look as good, and also it feels really drying and really easily flakes off. So the fact that it's an actual foundation and apparently feels like foundation is a pretty big deal. Let me see if I can find it, what the actual name of it is. I saw somebody do a review of it on YouTube earlier. I don't know. I'll have to send it to you. I'll have to DM it to you, Nemcro. But yeah, they actually have real life foundation like that, where it's, I believe they have red, purple, green, all the different colors. So I'm pretty hype. I remember for me, my view of the future was always that like, at some point in time, unnatural skin tones are going to become like really popular. I don't know why, but for me, you know how people were imagining like flying cars and stuff in the future? I was thinking about like, what's the fashion going to be like in the future? Is it going to be all crazy? Is it going to look all spacey like it did in the 1950s when they were depicting space? I was thinking that maybe like unnatural skin tones would be really popular and kind of alien looking. I feel like that would be really neat. I hope that happens in the future. That would be fun. Poe, read Cooler's explanation, please. Okay, let me read it. No, Lion King 1.5 is a prequel retelling of Lion King, but from the perspective of Timon and Pumbaa. Live action Lion King is stupid. I think I might have watched that when I was really young, but I don't really remember it explicitly. But I did really like Pumbaa and Timon, so. Speaking of live action, you saw the live action One Piece? Is that out yet? Let me check. I don't think it's out yet. Wasn't it just announced recently? Or maybe it was released at Anime Expo, I don't know. Poneko, can I eat your earrings? Fua Fua looking must bite. No, they're mine! You cannot eat them. They're for me. One Piece live action. Every arc in the first season. Oh, I guess it did come out. Oh. Okay. Unnatural color skin is heck to get, and now I learn there's foundation instead of smelly grease paints. It's new though. I think it came out like a few months ago, so you're definitely, your usual method would make a lot more sense. You know who I've always wanted to cosplay is Scanty and Knee Socks from Panty and Stocking, but I never did because I thought it would be a pain in the butt to have to do the face paint, even though I know the fact that they're red is the coolest part. I agree, but I was not looking forward to painting myself red. That's a lot of red. I know, they're the red smexy girls. They're so cool. Yeah, there needs to be more anime girls with unnatural skin tones. Thank you, Nemcro, for representing. I have no expectations for One Piece. I'm just gonna wait for the fans to react. I don't really have much very, very high or low expectations. I read a little bit of One Piece. I mean, actually, I read it like 150 chapters, which sounds like a lot, but that's probably like 1/200th or maybe like 1/10th of actual One Piece. Maybe I'm being generous, I don't know. So I got to the part where Perona was introduced, and I was happy because that was pretty much all I wanted to see was Perona, because I thought that she was really cute. Ah, Meowdy Hilly Hyle? I don't know. Meowdy, welcome to the Pomodachis. Thank you. Imagine watching One Piece. Haven't seen a single episode. I haven't watched any of the episodes. I've only just read a little bit of the manga. And that was only because I saw Perona and I thought she was really cute and I wanted to see who she was. Is Perona even a main character in One Piece anymore, or was she only in that one arc? I don't even think I finished the arc with Perona. She was really cool looking though. Definitely my favorite One Piece design to this day. It stands up. I've tried watching the anime. I tried. Yeah, I will never watch One Piece. I don't have the time. I mean, I think if you're a person who started watching One Piece and has continued to watch it for throughout the years, it isn't really that big of a time commitment. But starting from the very beginning and watching One Piece is not only intimidating, it's just time consuming, and I don't really care enough to watch it. I've said this before, but in my opinion, the ideal length of an anime is 12 to 24 episodes, and generally, if an anime is longer than that, I will not watch it. But I do think that there are exceptions, like for JoJo, skip all the fillers. Wouldn't that be like all of One Piece though? How many episodes would One Piece be if you got rid of all the fillers? That would be an interesting little study for somebody to do. Like, how many episodes are actually necessary to watch? Imagine it's like 20 episodes in the end. Like 5 or 6. Oh my god. Yeah, I think that 12 to 24 episodes is the ideal length of an anime. It can go on longer, of course, and there are plenty of animes I like that are longer, but I think that by limiting it, you're able to avoid a lot of the problems of filler, you know? Because something like Death Note, I believe Death Note is like 40 episodes, but Death Note had no filler. 0 filler. So it's fine. And with something like JoJo, I think JoJo is another exception to this rule, because every season of JoJo is a completely new cast, which is something that's pretty rare to see in anime, where they just pretty much get rid of everybody and have everybody be something new, but like with the same universe. So I think JoJo also doesn't really conform to that rule. I am also biased though, because I like JoJo. It didn't take too much time for me because I used a guide to see which episodes are fillers. Oh, really? How many did you end up watching? Do you remember, Nemcro? I've been watching a lot of animes lately. Death Note is really nice too. Yeah, a lot of times I prefer to just rewatch animes that I enjoyed rather than watching new ones. Oh, recently though, I have been watching 2 animes from this season that have actually stood up to the test of time. Because usually, well, sometimes I won't even watch a single episode because it looks bad. But the animes that I have been keeping up with this season are Mashal and what's the name of the cult anime? What is the name of that one? Does anybody know? Wait. No, Yu Yu Hakusho is like the bike anime, right? That's not the cult one. That's the one with the bike people. The cult isekai, yeah. And usually I hate isekai, and I do have some problems with the cult isekai. It's definitely not perfect, but the fact that it's entertaining in any capacity at all is already a significant, significant improvement compared to most isekai and most anime in general right now. Okay, what do you think is worse? Filler or skipped plot points? Yeah, I think isekai is worse because with skipped plot points, if they aren't just forgetting that a plot point exists, I think that having certain things be unanswered is okay because then you can make your own guesses about what you think is really going on, you know? And with isekai, it's not as though isekai inherently is bad, but it's been done to death so many times with nearly the same concept every single time, or it's like a gag isekai, which now even gag isekais, which were rare and like, oh my god, that's crazy, you mean they're doing an isekai, but it's this, and it's this crazy thing instead, and it's funny. Like, even those are a chore now, I think. The isekais are the main characters, just some dude. I know, I hate it! I hate it! I really do. I want more isekais where the main character is a girl, or at least just interesting. I mean, even though I've seen several of the isekais where, like, a girl is transported into an otome game, I feel like those are generally better than the regular isekais that I've watched. Like, the villainous isekai. I watched that one, and I'm not gonna tell you that it was perfect, or that it was, like, the best anime to ever come out, but it was fun, and it was cute, and it wasn't filled with, like, Coomer shit, which I liked. Because I am kind of anti-Coomer in a lot of ways, which I know you might be like, but look at you, how could you be anti-Coomer? I am. Just because I wear Gyara clothing does not mean I'm a Coomer, okay? Enough of the MC getting transported to the fantasy. Where's the reversal? There are a few reversal ones, like the Demon Lord being transported into the world, and then he's like a fast food server. And that one was okay. What was that one called again? Fast food isekai? Devil's a part-timer. Oh yeah, that one. I watched the first season of it, and it was fine. It was, you know, there were a lot of good things about it, but people are like, oh my god, it was so ahead of its time. It wasn't that ahead of its time, okay? And people are like, oh my god, some other isekai is so ahead of its time. Like, my god, the first isekai ever that I can think of, at least, was like Magical Girl Rayearth? Yeah, let me look it up. I didn't watch all of Magical Girl Rayearth, but it's the first one I can remember, and I didn't watch it, but just from looking at it, I can tell it was probably pretty good. It was a magical girl anime and an isekai, so they took something good, like magical girls, and combined it with something that was actually kind of fun back then. I think isekais back in the day were a lot more fun than isekais now. I feel like the anime that seems the most similar to what the future of isekais would be is Zero no Tsukaima for me. That one seems to be like the prototypical isekai that really, even though there weren't a lot of isekais that came out immediately after, I feel like Zero no Tsukaima was like the template. And because it was new for the time, I have a lot more respect for it. And I also think it was a kind of fun show, so yeah. I want an isekai where a girl gets turned into an ugly old man. Isn't there one that's not exactly like that, but isn't there an isekai where a girl gets turned into like a gorilla or something and the friend gets turned into something else? But you're an artist, Nemcro. Maybe you can write that one yourself. The proto isekai, wasn't that just Sword Art Online? Sword Art Online also was one of the first ones to really popularize it, but Zero no Tsukaima is the one that I can think of that was like the first big, very similar to like the formula that future isekais would use. This show, if you haven't seen it before. Do you recognize it? It had the pink tsundere girl. She was very, very popular back in the day. Tsunderes used to be so much more popular, and I miss it, because I love tsunderes. They were so good. I will be the change the world needs. Nice, Nemcro. Do it. Let me know what you do. I want an isekai where the MC gets turned into a skeleton soldier, not a god, not a demon king, just a normal jobber who wants to prove himself. That actually sounds kind of cool. I could enjoy something like that. Yeah, too many isekais are just like power trip fantasies, you know? Toradora, yeah. There were so many good, oh my god, so many good tsunderes back in the day. It was like every single anime had a tsundere in it. And then nowadays, like, tsunderes are kind of rare. And they never win anymore. Tsunderes never win. They always lose to another girl. When was the last anime, honestly, that you guys can think of where a tsundere won? Like, they actually won and were the winner of the guy. Which, to be honest, it's a good thing to not win the shitty harem lead, because shitty harem leads are boring. But it still makes me mad! Nisekoi? I only watched the first episode of Nisekoi and I was bored, so I didn't keep watching it. But yeah, Nisekoi's like the one I was thinking of as well, that had a tsundere actually win in the end. I miss them so much. I miss tsunderes. I know I miss them too. Bring them back. I'm tired of frickin' yanderes. I don't like yanderes. I've never liked yanderes. I think that yanderes can be very interesting characters to have in a show, but I'm not attracted to them. I guess I'm not attracted to tsunderes either, but yanderes are evil, so I can't identify with them. I can't identify with them because I'm a good cat girl. So I don't relate. Yanderes make me uncomfortable. Yeah, I think yandere characters can be really interesting to have, and I like them, but I think that they've lost their spark, because that's the thing. In the past, like, for someone who has been watching anime for like over 15, over 16 years, I don't know, something like that. Yanderes used to be like a rare twist type character. Like, they were seldom used and their impact was really felt, and it was kind of a surprise when a show would have a yandere character. But I feel as though nowadays yanderes are really, really common, and they've kind of just lost any sort of real punch that they had. Does anyone agree with that? Man, I used to watch anime before it was cool. I mean, I think I watched anime before it was cool. I was weeb in like first grade when I when I first discovered anime by getting Sailor Moon and a Kodocha CD at Blockbuster. Yeah, I've been watching anime for a while. I'm an anime veteran, baby. As a fan of yanderes, I'm shooketh. I know, I probably shouldn't be saying this to a bunch of Funamusea fans, because I know you guys love your yanderes, and I like Funamusea yanderes maybe more than like just average yanderes, but Yeah. I think yandere's, there's an oversupply, and we don't need that many. The whole point of yandere's is that they're rare and that they're freaky, but if yandere's become common, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of them being, like, weird and creepy? Here's how you solve the yandere problem, just say yes. Kagami from Lucky Star! Oh my god, Kagami was, like, one of my first favorite characters ever. Kagami and Konata. Oh my god. I've always loved Lucky Star. I'm surprised that they haven't made, like, a Lucky Star reboot. Because I feel like that could make so much money. Or at least something made by the same artist of Lucky Star. There was actually this, there was a manga that I read a long time ago, I think like 2010, where it was made by the creator of Lucky Star, I believe, and it was about these Ronin? I think that was the term. But is Ronin the right term? It was like another term for a person who has graduated high school and is trying to get into college, but is like in the in-between stage. I remember. I like Konata because she's relatable, but I like Kagami for different reasons. I love Tsundere. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is I love both of them equally. Like, I can't choose one or the other. I think they're both so unique, but the whole just 4 main casts are really great. I do feel like there's a little bit of overlap between, like, what was her name again? Oh my god. It's been so long since I've seen Lucky Star. Tsukasa and Miyuki. Miyuki, yeah. I feel like there's a little bit of overlap between the two of them, but they're also just both really cute. Miyuki and Tsukasa are great too. It's just like Kagami and Konata are like literal shining stars, right? You've never watched Lucky Star? Is it good? I think Lucky Star was really, really good for its time, and it invented and also popularized and perfected, in my opinion, the slice of life genre, which I hate. I don't like slice of life, but I do like Lucky Star because I think Lucky Star was the first slice of life comedy that I had ever watched. I think it has more nostalgia for me, and I also do feel like Lucky Star does slice of life better than other shows because the characters are more charming and the jokes are more funny, and also because slice of life wasn't like every single show back then. Does anyone remember like the dark ages of anime? Like, I feel like we're always in like a rotating different dark age of anime. Like, I think 2012 was like just the moe blob slice of life dark ages, and then more recently it's just been isekai after isekai. I feel like there's always some like revolving door of like just horrible tropes being reused every season. I don't really remember it being as much of a problem though in like 2010, but also I was way less picky. Does anybody know or have any complaints about anime back in that period? Like tropes that they really didn't like seeing? I mean, because there were tropes I didn't like seeing, but it wasn't like something as pervasive as like the same genre over and over and over again. Wait a second. I don't like anime that much these days because I'm paranoid of the transition. What? The what? Oh, the translation. Why are you paranoid about the translation? I mean, if it's wrong, it's wrong. It's not like you're gonna die or anything. My dark ages of anime was just the makenki and stuff, like over the top ecchi. Oh yeah, that's true, you're right. Oh my god, ecchi was really over the top before then. I mean, it still is now, but like, I think anime was more embarrassing to watch back then than nowadays because anime girls did have bigger boobs back in the day. Period. period. They had bigger boobs, and they were also more jiggly, and definitely more sexualization going on. Not to say that there isn't that now, but I do feel like they're less brazen about it. But my main complaint is fan service, as always. Yeah, for me, I can take a little bit of fan service, and I think fan service can be fun if it's done in a funny way, and it isn't, like, constant. But yeah, I think when the entire show is just fan service, it's like, what's the point? What I was trying to say is that localizers don't translate anime properly anymore and put in American politics. I have heard of that being a problem at times. That reminds me, though, of when Fire Emblem Fates? Yeah, when Fire Emblem Fates first came out, I was pissed because I heard that Japan got, like, the little mini game where they got to, like, pet the characters on the head, and that they took that out for American audiences, and I was so mad! I was so angry! Oh my god, I was pissed. It's like, fucking Americans, why are they getting rid of this? I just wanna pet my anime waifu on the head. I was so sad. Oh my god. I don't mind too much fan service when it's used very sparingly, but too much fan service just makes me cringe. Yeah, makes me cringe too. It's too much a lot of times. I miss good fan service, not straight up fan service that comes out of left field. Yeah, I think there's an artful way to do it. It's like when you've heard of tasteful nudes and things like that. It's like that tasteful fan service. There's a way to do it right, and there's a way to do it wrong. That's how I feel about it, at least. Ecchi is like the main reason why I didn't recommend anime back then. I feel like, yeah, I remember when I was in like middle school and people knew that I liked anime, and they'd be like, do you like hentai? They would always ask something like that. It was so uncomfortable. Yeah. I do not miss those days. Anyways, I had so much fun talking with you guys and chatting, and I am hoping to get to stream more once again. And thank you so much, Nemcro, for the raids and for popping on in. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be likely streaming sometime this week or this weekend. I'm not sure which day yet. I'm gonna have to see on what's going on. But thank you guys so much for coming on in, and remember, Tomodachi Pride! Good night, everyone.